Everybody. Hi, Ingrid. Today we're going to go shopping. We are going to get 4 tools from the grocery store. You can also get them on Amazon if they're not available where you live. And we are going to paint a project only using those 4 tools. Just to show you that there are things around you that you can use to make perfect mandalas using the dot technique, and they're inexpensive and they give great results. So let's go shopping together.
Here we are. First stop is going to be in the stationery aisle. We're going to get some primary size pencils. These are fatter than standard pencils and have a nice big eraser on the end. You can get these on Amazon. Also some standard size pencils. And then we'll be going to the arts and crafts section and picking up some small wooden dowels, also available on Amazon. Then a quick stop over to the beauty supply to get a manicure stylus. You can do this design on a rock if you have one, but today we're going to be doing it on a canvas panel, also available on Amazon. Got our tools. First we're going to use some flat black paint and paint the canvas panel all over and let it dry. Now we're going to measure 3 inches on each side, and then we're going to connect those lines to create a grid. And then go from corner to corner. This will be the basis of our pattern. I use these golden fluid paints, also available on Amazon. I'm going to start with the fat pencil and make a white dot right in the middle, and then wipe it off with a damp paper towel. Now we go to the small dowel, and we'll be making a dot on each of the pencil lines. Be careful not to touch the white center dot. Now going to the standard size pencil with the red paint, we'll be going in between each line. Now to the manicure stylus, and you're going to find the center edge of each of those red dots. Now we're going to walk the dots up the edge. Back to the fat pencil, and we're going to put some green on each of our guidelines. Back to the small wooden dowel with a gold dot right on each of those guidelines as well. Now we're going to walk the gold dots up after we get some of the first dots on each side, and then we're going to walk them up. Looking good. Back to the fat pencil, and we'll fill in between with the white paint. Then we're going to go back to our guidelines with a red dot. Once that's done, get your small wooden dowel. You'll be placing a white dot on the center edge of each of the white ones. And then you're going to be putting 2 dots at the end of each of the larger red dots. And try and do this so the guideline is in between each of the smaller white dots. Then you're going to go back and put a final white dot right on the end of your row on your guideline. And then once again, we're going to use the small stylus and walk those dots up to the top. Looks great. Now it's time to let it dry for a little bit. I usually start it off with a blow dryer just to get a little bit of a crust. Got to move my paints away so they don't dry up. And I'm going to cover those paints up with some plastic wrap. And I'm going to sit and let this dry for about 15 minutes. Okay, it's time to come back, and I'm going to put some white paint in my green, make it a little lighter tone, and go back with my small wooden dowel and put a lighter shade inside the darker green. And then we're going to go back and fill in a couple of the larger white dots and use the small stylus to fill in that smaller dot. And we'll use the small stylus again to put 3 red dots at the end of each row there. This really dresses it up. Now I'm going to mix some white paint in with my red to get a lighter shade, and we'll be putting that lighter shade in the darker red dots. This gives it much more depth, almost a 3D effect. Now you might still have some pencil lines. I go back with my flat black paint and a very small brush, and I just paint over those. As long as it's the same paint, it won't show once it's dried. You just go ahead and blend it, and you can go over it again with your blow dryer, and it should dry very quickly. And then I just go back for my final dot, little dot of gold at the end of the white row there. Now I've left a space intentionally in this design because I like to put in a little crystal. So I'm going to use my tacky glue and my stylus, put a little dot of glue in each space there, and my tweezers, and I'm going to go in and set in a red crystal. And there you have it.
So there you have it. You did it. And you can do this same pattern on a nice stone if you happen to have one. Thanks for joining me. Until next time. Goodbye.